Hey guys, welcome back to M3 Vlogs. I am here in my messy kitchen. I'm getting ready to make the filling for my pumpkin pie. My hair's a mess. I've got it put up out of the way so that way it's not getting in the food, I guess you could say. It's gross. I'm very picky about that kind of thing. So right now I have measured out a cup of sugar and I'm going to pour it in this bowl. I don't have a bigger bowl at the moment just because of, well, we use most of our bowls for, like, what's on this? For, our Halloween candy. So, at the moment, this is all I've got. So, we'll see how well this works. I'm in my kitchen. I have my phone set up. I wish I had, like, someplace taller, but if I go any higher, you see this thing dangling right here? That is my wind chime, and I'd have to move it to put the phone any higher, so you're just going to have to bear with me, okay? So, here is the 1 cup of sugar, okay? I always do the dry ingredients first. This is probably going to be a lot in this one little bowl, but we'll make it work. Okay, that's 1 whole cup of just white granulated sugar. Okay, there's nothing else in here, just that. Then we're going to take, you have a teaspoon, okay? And actually, it says a half teaspoon. I have it written down so I remember. So, let's see, I have my half teaspoons here. There it is. We're gonna go with a half teaspoon. Sometimes I'll add a little bit of extra cinnamon, just because, but you don't have to. Put that back on there. Okay, so take our half a teaspoon, spoon here. I'm gonna open this up. If I can get it open, if it will cooperate with me today, this might go really well. Oh my gosh, did I break a nail? I hope not. I don't know how I would have. Okay, when we get it down to there, I'm almost out of cinnamon. I'm gonna have to restock before I start making more pies. So it's a little hard to get out because there's not really much left, so I'm just gonna tap a little bit into the half teaspoon. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's just cinnamon, okay? So here's the cinnamon. Dump that in there. Put this lid back on here. Put this over here, and I preheat my oven to 425. Now with this pie, the first thing you want to do is cook it for 15 minutes at 425, and then once the 15 minutes is up, you want to drop the temperature to 350, and you want to let the pie finish out for 40 minutes, okay? So next we're going to take, you can hear my dog, he's going crazy. They're doing some yard work, so he's put up at the moment because they have the gates open and he likes to chase people, so. Next, I have a half a teaspoon of ground ginger. That's what that is, ground ginger. Sorry, my camera's a little unfocused, it looks like. I'm using my phone again. Let's see. Next is a half a tablespoon of ground cloves. And with this, you want to be exact with the cloves because cloves is very strong. So, put that in there. And that's what that is cloves, ground cloves. And then next we take our nutmeg. And we do, oh, it's not going to fit in there. So we're going to go over here and we're going to pour in a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Now, I personally like nutmeg. Nutmeg is pretty good. I like it in eggnog too. So we have all the dry ingredients in there, and this is what it looks like. Can you see that? Now I'm just going to take my spoon here. And I'm just going to mix this up. Make sure you get all the little chunks, all the little whatnots. I don't really like to use blenders or mixers very much unless I have to. I actually prefer to stir things by hand. If you hear a lot of noise, it's because my husband's trimming trees before it starts, you know, freezing. And the weather is so nice here today. It's a good 72, 73 degrees. Okay, so next we're going to do the wet ingredients. And I'm going to use the same measuring cup. I'm just going to use a plastic spoon. I have regular spoons, but Okay, and we do, what is it? I have it written down. That way I don't forget. 1.5 cups of pumpkin. And we make sure it's measured out well, because too much pumpkin and you end up with too much filling. Not enough pumpkin and you end up with something that's just a little bit, you know, too, you know, not really very flavorful. Take that out of there. It's supposed to be 1.5 cups of pumpkin. Get all this in here. Let's see what we've got here. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. It's just canned pumpkin, but let's see if we can get this to be straight down in here. You'll hear my kids outside screaming and yelling. Okay, there's 1.5 cups right there. Maybe you can see that. I think it's that line. Yeah, 1.5 cups right there. So we're going to take this and we're going to dump it into the bowl. And I try to have all this set up already. What?
We're setting a fire out back.
Yeah, no, y'all burning up some tree branches, some cut branches, which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is the pumpkin, and now I'm going to take the same measuring cup, and I need 1 cup of evaporated milk. Okay, I don't use the fat-free or reduced fat. There's 1 cup. 1 cup of evaporated milk. I got a fly in here driving me nuts again. The doors are open, the window's open, so 1 cup of evaporated milk, and I pour that in. Okay. And next, I said I use the same cup because I don't know about y'all, but I don't like a whole lot of dishes, so set that there. Next, we are going to take 2 eggs. Okay. Here's 1. Crack it. Get in here. There's 1. And there's 2. And before I put it into the pie, or into the filling, what I'm going to do, clean my hands first. First and foremost, get a paper towel. Clean my hands, and then I'm going to take this spoon that I'm using, and I'm just going to scramble these eggs a little bit in the cup. Just so that way they're not so hard to incorporate into the mixture. You see how they're starting to look like scrambled eggs? And then take it and pour it into the bowl with everything else. Alright. That can go in the sink. Water in there so we wash it out. Alright. Now, we are going to take our spoon. We have a big spoon here. And we are just going to mix it. And we're going to mix it well. I'm going to make sure we blend it well. I usually have a whisk, but I can't find my whisk. So right now, I'm just using just a spoon. You can use a mixer too if you wanted to use it with a mixer. That's perfectly fine too. Just whatever you want to use. Use a whisk, use a mixer, use a spoon. I personally prefer the workout, but just make sure that if you do use a spoon, say you don't have a mixer or whatever, and you want to make this, just make sure that if you use a spoon, that you scrape the bottom of the bowl and the center of the bottom of the bowl, so that way you don't have any chunks stuck. So I'll just mix this up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's ready to be, almost ready to be put in the pot. Like I said, I do not have the space here. My counter is so small, okay? I have this bowl here, I have eggs here, and then I have my other ingredients here. That's about all the space I have in my kitchen and my counter. So I don't have much room to roll out my own dough right now. So I just buy the dough that's in the refrigerator section at the store. You can usually find it with the biscuits or like the cookies. Since when does that beep so much? Learn something new every day. So we are going to And my kids and my husband love this pie. I usually do a topping that goes on it with vanilla, cream cheese, and sugar. But I didn't feel like doing a topping today, so, and my kids will eat it with or without. So, just gives a little extra something if you want to make it pretty. Although pumpkin pie isn't really meant to be pretty. Okay, I'm going to show you what this looks like, okay? That is what it looks like. That is the finished product. I'm hoping you can see that. Yep, there you go. That is the finished product. Pay no attention to my messy kitchen. I told you it was messy. I have kids here. My husband's here. It's like everybody's around here on Friday, and it's messy. And I haven't cleaned much yet. I got pumpkin all over my counter. Look at me making a mess. That's what I do. Okay. Now, here's this rolled pie crust, okay? You can get the Walmart brand. You can get the Walmart brand, you can get the Kroger brand, you can get, I think Pillsbury has some. You get whatever you want, okay? It doesn't change anything. Usually I make it on my own, but I do not have the counter space. I used to make it on my own all the time when I had a bigger kitchen. And then I just take it, make sure you set it out for a couple, so that way it's not so cold. It's easier to work with when it's not so cold. And then you just slowly, carefully roll it out. And you put it in your pie pan. Make sure to, you know, press it down. Make sure it's even into the pan. If it's not perfect, it's okay. People will still eat the pie. Pie is like one of those things, I mean, as long as the filling is fine, people will still eat it, okay? The crust doesn't have to be gorgeous for people to eat a pie. Just ask my husband, because he usually doesn't eat the crust of the pie. He usually just eats the center of the pie. Same thing with my kids. So, just make sure it's pressed down in there really well. And then I take the edges and I'll fold them over a little bit just so that we don't have the extra crust there. Okay. Let's see. Over a little bit. It's not wanting to be nice today. It's because it's still slightly cold. Fold it over. I'm running on 12 minutes of this video. My editing software is not going to like it if it gets too much longer. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this filled. I will show you what it looks like, okay? So, if it's not perfect at the moment, it's because I'm trying to keep this under like 15 minutes, okay? So, we're going to take this, give it one final stir, and then we're going to pour it into our pie crust. You rush it out for me?
Yeah.
And this is what the final product looks like. Okay. God, my hands are bad. But that's what it looks like. It looks really good. I'm going to put it in the oven for, like I said, 15 minutes at 450. And then once the 15 minutes is up, we drop the temperature down to 350. No, it's 425 actually. 425 is the temperature. I don't know why I said 450. So 425 for 15 minutes, then drop it down to 350 for 40 minutes. And once you let your pie set and cool off, you will have a pie that's ready to be served. You put vanilla ice cream on it, I don't know, whatever you want to put on it, I guess. Whipped cream, cream cheese, pretty much whatever you want to put on it. Alright, so I will take a picture, and the picture of the finished pie will be the thumbnail. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this cooking with me, and I will see you guys later. Bye!